Yo, what's good? Everyday Superpower, the place where you learn about body language, male and female relationships, psychology, biology, human dynamics in the game, everything in between, alright? Today, we're going to talk about an unfortunate reality that is incredibly problematic. It's a unfortunate reality, although not the everything and anything when it comes to attraction and successful dating. When I say it's not everything, there's always exceptions. There's always multiple, you know, what's the scientific term? Variables that can be, added into the equation as to what works and what doesn't. But today we're going to talk about not being attracted to her to attract her. So, when you pursue that woman from the get-go, you are placing yourself in a position of submission. You are placing yourself as a consumer. And if you were to perceive the pimp game, you would place yourself on the bottom tier as the trick, as the John. Whereas the hoe plays the second position, and she's in position to play you as you would give yourself, you would give your money, your resources to that woman in order to receive her attention. Okay? The hoe isn't going to represent the trick. The hoe is not going to respect the trick. Because that man has placed himself in the biological feminine position, albeit for them it makes complete sense because it is the natural hierarchy of things. It's what one may conceive or perceive. It's early morning, people. Come on, I've got a word salad on the go today, people. It's what one may perceive the sexual market value of both participants. That woman's value is up and above, or at least the man perceives it as such, so he naturally, and I say naturally, okay, there's nothing wrong in this is the way the world works, that man naturally perceives his value to be of lesser, at least indirectly, as to where he has to pursue the woman, place himself below the woman, and he feels he needs to do that and be in pursuit because she's not naturally going to pursue him. She's not naturally going to chase him. She's going to subconsciously assess and understand that, right? Because there's men she's attracted to. Why am I always attracted to dickheads? Why am I always attracted to the man who does me no good? He cheats on me, gives me no time, no attention, blah de blah. Why am I attracted to the man I can't get? Why am I attracted to the things I can't get? Why am I attracted to that as to which I can't have? And that's a story as old as time. That is beyond human relations. Why do we, who have everything we'd ever want to have, a roof over our heads, given this is the case, right? A roof over our heads, food in our stomach, life to live, water, and experience and options and choices to make our life our own, why do we want more and more and more? Why are we never happy? So this exists, and this exists within the woman, and she's attracted to that as to which she can't have. So you can see how you placing yourself in a possessible position, a happily possessible position, she's going to look at you contrary to how she looks at the man she can't get, whom she is attracted to. Now this is the real awkward bit, and this is the bit nobody talks about, because all of these like red pill sort of nonsense gurus and this and that who are trying to sell you a fucking course, they say, well, I say that I'm trying to sell you something. I'm trying to monetize this channel. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. The game is to be sold, not told. You know where I'm coming from. So, that being said, the awkward bit is, and what the red pill tells you is just like, oh, act like you're not interested. Oh, don't talk to her, don't engage with her. Oh, which is like the most homo thing of all time, innit? Really, just like don't talk to girls. You know what I mean? I think that's some degree of projection from some participants there who say don't talk to girls and you'll get girls. That's not the case. You have to engage through some way or another. I've spoken of a woman will put herself in your radius, in your personal space, in your intimate space, through your friendly space, in order for you to then interact and engage in one way or another. But, that engagement is to be of non-sexually charged communication. There should be no pursuit. There should be no OTT. And let me tell you something, people. If I'm feeling some sort of way from the get-go, I'm acting up. I can flop this time and time again. My head's not always screwed on, yeah. Sometimes I'm feeling myself, you know. I'm thinking, you know what, things are going well. You know what, I'm cool and calm and confident in myself. I'm relaxed. And sometimes I'll give that woman too much attention. I did it the other day. at the gym. So some girl, oh, can you help me lift this barbell up and put in position? All this. So, yeah, no problem. Blah 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 blah. Make a little bit of small talk, this and that, bro. Like 20 minutes later, I'm trying to re-engage. And consider this, right? And learn from my transgressions of things. I'm trying to re-engage, and the thing is, you with your logical mind, you thinking the long game, you thinking about stimulating the imagination of the woman, which is I talk about 24/7 on this channel. I've already spoken to her. I've already helped her out. I've played the masculine position. I've made small talk. As far as the rest of the conversation is concerned, I was benching nice. She looks over. How much is that? Just a little so. Because they were just working sets. I want pumping heavy. I want strength training to a T. I wanted my 3 rep space. It was a fair enough weight on there. She makes a comment of that. She assesses that. She understands that. Now, what should I have done? I should have just left it there. I'm going to bump into her again. I can say hello again. I can leave that space. What do they say? Oh, distance makes the heart fonder, and that, to an extent, yes. I should have left it there. And then at least, to some extent, triggered that attraction switch, or attempted to do so, or progress in that space the second time, the third time, the fourth time. Bro, I just continued talking. And in hindsight, that was a bad thing to do. But, with that being said, people, I got enough going on. It's not out of sheer desperation. I'm not a creep, alright? I just didn't abide by the rules, and in hindsight, I thought, you know what? One of the laws of power, what was it? Disdain that which you can't have. I should have left it there and then. I wasn't just going to go home and shag her. I wasn't in position to do so. It was not going to be the case. It wasn't going to be the resolution. But me searching for female validation actively placed myself, beneath her. Because I wasn't acting right. I was too carefree. I wasn't approaching things right. Now, if you don't care about mucking it up, if you're not looking to find a long-term girlfriend, if you're not looking to really pursue it, you know what I mean? She wasn't the most special girl who's come into my life, so it didn't really matter. But learn off of my mistakes, people. I can tell you exact times as to when these principles and practicals sort of come out and reach me and touch me and say, remember that one, you idiot. It happens. So, with that being said, what was the topic of this conversation? It was in regards to treating somebody like they're not that special, basically. Because they're not. They're not as special as you. And when you go out there and psych yourself out, because, don't get me wrong, you could be the richest person on planet Earth. That's not going to switch off your biological switch of finding attractive women attractive, or finding women you find attractive. It's not going to, you know what I mean? That's still going to happen. And you think, well, does that mean I can only pursue and run game on these girls who I don't find attractive? How backwards is that? That's where the problem comes in. So you have to have this woman give you the cue. And that cue most men don't clock onto. Men never know when I'm this, that, and the third. You're going to have to be that man who does clock onto it, that 5% of men who can pay attention, if not less, honestly, probably less. Men don't know when a woman are trying to garner their attention. So that woman comes into your space indirectly. You create communication, conversation, engage with them. You leave it to small talk. You can flex somewhat. You know what I mean? Mystery would say. What is it in the mystery method? There's 5 attraction cues. There's pre-selection, which I'm a big advocate for. Pre-selection, leader of men. You can show that you're a leader of a man. And this indirectly, you don't just start spouting blah de blah. Just through some response to a comment she makes, you can perhaps indirectly showcase that. But I wouldn't necessarily say do it with intention. If she asks you something and your life is going well enough for you to present that in reaction in relation to her question, then that is perfect. That is perfect natural conversation, and it will engage and create natural relation where you don't have to pretend, you don't have to go overt on the mind games and the manipulation. We want to get into a position as a man where we're so, at least we perceive ourselves with such value in a competent way, not a disillusioned way, that we can just generally talk to people and they find us attractive, right? That's perfect. That is the game over from there and then, and we continue bumping up the tiers. We become better people. More people become attracted to us. That's the way it is. So she becomes in your space. You engage with her. I was speaking on the 5 attraction things. I don't think I'll remember all 5, but there's pre-selection, so other women are attracted to you or in your space. That sort of means you don't have to be fearful of you, threatened of you. You're cool, calm, confident. Why are other women attracted to you? It's because you're safe. Number 2, leader of men, so you show some degree of leadership capabilities, which indirectly correlates with your masculine, spirit, your masculine soul. You are a leader. You're a leader of the wolf pack. You're a leader of the pride. You are the male lion, as to which has a pride of women. That's leadership right there. You are a boss, a CEO. You take lead, and you're the first one down the stairs when someone breaks into the house. When you two are upstairs asleep, and you can take care of business. You are a leader. Okay. What's another one? You're able to emote, so you're not afraid to speak emotionally. You're not afraid to speak of stories in an emotional manner. It means that you can let your guard down. It means that she can be in you, as opposed to like being stuck at the barriers. And that's not to say you still can't possess some degree of mystique. It just means you're human and you're not like the other men, because other men are so scared and frightened and have to be this brick wall, but oddly enough feel like it's okay to be angry, which is just as emotional, if not the most volatile emotion going. So you're not one of them men. As for the other 2, I'm not going to think about them because I can't really remember them right now. One of them's demonstrating higher value, which for the most part people do that incorrectly. They just start flexing on these women and just sort of like come across as a pompous sort of knobhead. I know somebody like this who it just comes across as insecure. It comes across as overcompensating, and he gets laughed at. He does have the financial quality to attract, but women are attracted to that and not to them. So it's a bit of a an empty situation with him. So this woman comes into your space, you speak to her, you engage in this manner. She finds depth in you, she finds interest in you, she finds fascination in you, and that's how love begins, through stimulating the imagination in the fascinating mind, the fascinating wonderland of that woman's brain. Okay? And all that is done without putting her on a pedestal. There's nothing wrong with asking her a question or two, because we like to get under the skin of others. We don't really have to give too much of ourselves. More so, we need to understand the others to really correlate ourselves well. And that's an incredible part of this game. Learning, if you want to be successful, you have to learn how to love others. And you have to learn how to stop being egocentric and actually be quite empathic, because you want to and have a genuine care about other people, because if that woman isn't going to be for you, at least you can learn off of her and relay information and understanding, and indirectly, if you do care, subconsciously you will start to assess patterns with these people's reactions and who they are, and that's a beautiful thing. So just speak to her as a human being. Don't approach her with some overt sort of sexual energy or pursuit, and she will flip the script and start to pursue you. And I think that's all you need, really. Once you engage in such a manner and you align yourself, at the very least as equals, some macho Randy Savage men might say, oh, you need to place yourself above and beyond. If you place yourself as equals, naturally you can perceive each other as man and women, and biologically speaking, you're going to be able to assess who plays what role anyway as man and women. You know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with that. But then on that second situation, you might make a little bit of small talk, and then from there, given that she knows you, given that she's not threatened by you, given that she initially placed herself in your space, right? This is the magic thing. She placed herself in your space, trying to trigger an engagement from you. She was already somewhat pursuing you anyway, and your engagement with her showed that she got what she wanted, but you didn't put yourself in a position below her. So she now thinks, wow, I might be onto getting a winner here. I might be onto seducing or attracting a man of value, as to which I've not really received in a long time, if not ever. And there we go. That was some game, okay? If that was some game, click like and subscribe. I've got 2 links down in the description, soon to be more. One of them is going to be the body language catalogue or dictionary. You tell me what it's called. It's the A to B of learning how to read people. It defines how you observe and perceive someone through their non-conscious behaviours and understand what they're thinking in real time. Second is the Patreon, where we watch real life first dates together. I'll break down the attraction and repulsion cues. Other than that, I'll be uploading every day from here on, so peace.